Hey everyone, welcome back to Cody Tarot. I'm your tarot reader, Cody. So for today's pick a card, we have a very special one. It is your crush thinking about you? What is your crush thinking about you? That kind of gist. Still totally don't know what I'm going to title the reading yet, but that's okay. It's basically what your crush is thinking about you. What are they going through? We're also going to be covering what you're thinking about them. Just so you know if this is your correct pile. So when you pick the pile, we're going to be covering that too. And then also what they're thinking about you. So we're going to see if those thoughts are aligning, basically. With that said, we're going to get into the groups. Group 1, we have Aragonite. That's group 1. There's the sides of it. Let's see. Group 2, we have Yellow Opal. The back of it. Group 3, we have Blue Kyanite. And group 4, we have Ocean Kyanite. There's the back of it. All right, take all the time you need to pick your crystal. You can pause the video here if you need to. Okay, without further ado, let's get started with group number 1 with the Aragonite. Hey, group 1, this is if you picked the Aragonite cluster. So let's get into your reading. All about if your person is also thinking about you. Is your crush thinking about you? Let's find that out today. So, first, I'm going to draw 2 animal oracle cards, one for you and one for your crush. Let's get an animal oracle card to represent group 1's personality in this reading. And then we'll get a card to represent their crush's personality in this reading. Okay, so for you guys, you're represented here by the seahorse spirit, and your crush is represented here by the vulture spirit. Okay. I'm going to pull a Whispers of Love card for each of you to see how you each are feeling love towards each other. This is just going to give me an indication if your crush is actually feeling loving feelings towards you. And if they are, what would those loving feelings be, essentially? I'm going to also have to pull tarot cards to get more clarification on that, but because that's going to be the main message of what they're thinking about you. But the Whispers of Love is just to give that added flair that if they are thinking about you, like what are their thoughts? What do they want to do for you? That kind of thing. Okay, for you guys, we have I love you. These are powerful words, okay? And for your crush, we have get to know each other, learn to meet another's need for love. I'm gonna put theirs over there. And last but not least, we're gonna draw some tarot cards. Some for both sides of the equation. I want to pull ones for what you're thinking about your crush, just so you guys know if you picked the right reading, and then what your crush is thinking about you. Using the oldest deck I own, tarot deck I own. I know that might interest some of you. Okay, we have some cards coming out for on your crush's side. We have the 4 of Wands and the 4 of Swords. And we need some cards for your side. We have the Chariot. And we need, let's get 3 more cards. 1 more for the crush and 2 more for the for you guys. I wanted to call you as the seahorse spirit. Can't see. This card wants to come out for... Oh, these are two, so I'm taking them for you, actually. We have Queen of Chalices and Two of Pentacles. Can I fit all these on the... in the... I have a lot of cards today. Okay, let's see. And we have one more. We need one more for your crush. What is... I feel like this last card is something your crush doesn't want you to know that they're thinking about you. And we have Ten of Swords. Okay. Let's see. Is that all in the shot? Okay. You can pull these probably together a little more. I don't feel like... Okay, I'm actually going to roll the Astro Dice, I think. Let's see. There's extra information. We have 4 again, the Sun, and Gemini. Just the placement in it of itself, the Sun, the 4th house, and Gemini could be confirmation if this person has the Sun in the 4th house, and the 4th house is ruled by Gemini, or is part of... I never know in astrology what to say. It's like Gemini rules the 4th house. 4th house would be ruled by... I don't know. It's not ruled by Gemini, right? It's just the 4th house. Gemini would be in the 4th house, or the cusp of Gemini is on the 4th house. I don't understand the terms. I kind of get the astrology for the most part, but I don't understand how the what ruler means and stuff like that. I know they're associated. I just don't know what I don't know. Astrology confuses me sometimes. Tarot, on the other hand, a lot easier for me to understand. Okay, so let's get into this reading. Okay, let's get into it. So, looked over the cards real quick. Didn't do a really deep analysis this round, or this time around. I think I'm going to get more information as I read, but let's just get into it. So first we have Seahorse Spirit, Watch and Wait, and Vulture Spirit, Nothing is Wasted. I am seeing this dynamic a little bit with the seahorse who's turned away from the vulture and the vulture looking at the seahorse. This is a very unique situation because usually I would imagine if you're wondering how your crush would feel about you, you'd probably be actively pursuing your crush, or you'd be trying to think of ways to kind of engage with your crush or try to find ways to do that. But with Watch and Wait, I feel like there's this feeling that you guys have, especially with the seahorse spirit's back turned to the vulture spirit. There's this feeling of not being able to observe your crush, or not wanting to look at them, or not wanting to pay attention to them because you're waiting for the right moment to make your move, is kind of what I'm seeing. And that's kind of when you're coming to this reading, you're kind of trying to figure out if your crush is interested. I see with the vulture spirit, they are actually interested in you. And there is this vibe of them paying a lot of attention to you, but you're still unsure, do they like me? Do they appreciate me? That kind of thing. So with Watch and Wait, I see that you guys are in a waiting position right now. With Vulture Spirit, Nothing is Wasted. I feel like their main focus for you guys, that your crush is kind of thinking about you, at least in this reading, is how can I make this person utilize them to their greatest purpose, or fulfill their greatest purpose, is kind of what I'm seeing. I feel like this person has your best intentions at heart. With Nothing is Wasted, I think there's kind of a darker message coming through about your crush, is they don't want to feel useless, is kind of what I'm seeing. And in a way, it's they want to feel like there's someone out there for them. There's a partner out there for them. It's kind of there's this feeling, because I see the vulture sometimes as someone who maybe maybe if they're beautiful, they have unconventional beauty, or maybe a lot of people in society think they're ugly or don't think they're attractive, or there's something about their personality that isn't appealing to a lot of people or most people. But for you guys, I feel like you really appreciate that unique beauty that they have, even though a lot of other people don't. There's this feeling of whoa, I really like them. And the fact that no one else likes them, there's something kind of exciting about that. There's something exciting about the fact that no one else is attracted to this person, but I'm so deeply attracted to them. So I feel like this person that you're asking about is kind of like a diamond in the rough, is kind of what I'm seeing, or someone who kind of has... Also with the crown here in the vulture spirit, they have the potential for leadership too. This person has the potential for leadership, but they're also the ugly duckling, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. And so it's interesting that, you guys are attracted to them, because I would say not a lot of people are attracted to this person. They're not very popular as far as their looks goes with other people. And I feel like you guys are attracted to them for factors based other than their looks. It's you understand their personality a little bit, or it's one of those things where their looks, even though they're unique and different and kind of different than the norm, you're very attracted to them. Maybe you guys specifically are never attracted to the typical people in society that most people are attracted to. And so this specific person has that unique spark to them that you're really, really drawn into. I feel like you have been feeling the energy with this person for so long. Like with I love you, it says these are powerful words. I feel like you guys in this reading have been like really thinking about this person for quite a while. And there's this feeling that you totally love them, or you just want to tell them like, I love you, I feel for you, I embrace you. It's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. I'm almost getting teary-eyed thinking about it. There's a very emotional commitment that I'm seeing coming from you guys towards this person. With I love you here, as far as like how you want to love them, you just want to tell them you love them all the time. It's like you want to be able to say those words to them. And I feel like you guys have been holding back because you're waiting to see how they feel. You don't want to waste those words on them if they don't appreciate them. But I do see that you guys want to just say those words all the time. Like they're words that you really feel this person is deserving of, and you want to just dote on them, those words. You want to tell them, like, if it's not just I love you, it's like words of affirmation. You want to tell them how meaningful they are to you. You want to express that, but you're not sure how they feel. With get to know each other, this makes sense because the way they want to love you with learn to meet another's needs for love is a very like old-fashioned way of loving. I feel like for this person, they want to, at least the way they're thinking about you is they're still in this. There's a few messages coming through here where first with get to know each other, they're not sure about your personality. They don't know if they know you fully or they understand you fully. And part of that is because you guys don't reveal yourself to them. I see with this seahorse with their back turned, you're not engaging with them. You're not in interacting with them is kind of the vibe that I'm seeing. So they don't really know who you are as a person is kind of what I'm seeing. With get to know each other, they would like to get to know you. Like they think about this from time to time. Like, you know what? I really like the seahorse spirit person. I really like what's this group? Group 1. I really like group 1's energy. I really like the fact that they seem like a unique person. I just don't know them that well. So I'd like to get to know them. I feel like it's kind of one-sided in the sense that they're still in the introductory stages of this connection. It's almost like there's a disparity here. It's almost like you guys so fully love them, but they're still in this like introductory stage of the connection in a way. But they would like to get to know you. That's kind of like the vibe I'm getting here, at least romantically. They're kind of feeling like, yeah, I'd like to get to know them. I'd like to see where things go. I'd like to see how things play out. This is the kind of vibe where I feel like you guys are crushing hard and this person just wants to take their time to really figure you guys out. They want to figure out who you are, what your personality is like. They're very undecided is kind of what I'm seeing. Other things they're thinking about you, interestingly enough, with the 4 of Wands here, they are thinking about marriage a little bit. Also, the number 444 could be important to you guys. It could be an angel number signaling that this person is actually thinking about you. So when you see 444, because it's showing up primarily on their side of the reading, this could be a sign that, wow, group 1's person is thinking about them. They're really focusing on them at this given moment. With 4 of Wands here, I am saying the main message of 4 of Wands is marriage, is how I see it. It's like marriage or a celebration. Celebration is also possible. I feel like this person, just because this getting to know each other card is so introductory stage of the connection, I don't know if they're thinking about marriage yet. I do feel that if they started engaging with you more, or if you have engaged with this person, maybe you're already starting to get to know them, they are thinking about marriage. But the main thing I'm seeing with this card is they're thinking about celebrations with you, partying, having a good time, laughing, relaxing, going to parties with you. I feel like they would want to take you to an outing or a situation where there's lots of people and there's lots of fun and engaging activities. I also feel with 4 of Swords, they feel like on a subtle level that there's someone you can rest into. They think about this often, like, man, I'd like to just be alone with group 1 and kind of like rest with them. They might fantasize about taking like power naps with you, or like, man, I'd love to have an afternoon nap with them. They might fantasize about sleeping with you in that way. So maybe not even sexual. They might just want to kind of like hang out and then like maybe eat a good meal and then like fall asleep for the afternoon or something like that, and just kind of have a lazy day is kind of what I'm seeing. How you guys are thinking about them, probably should have done this first in the reading, just so you guys know if this is your person. But I feel like with the Chariot here, you are ready to move. You're just holding yourself back. Like there's this feeling of like you want to approach them, you want to initiate, you want to talk to them, but you're just not focused on them, or you're not paying attention to them because you don't know how they feel. With Queen of Chalices, this card is saying that like you feel almost like this person, I feel called to say, if any of you are readers out there or tarot readers, or you know anything about the Queen of Cups yourself, or you have personal associations with the Queen of Cups, this is a sign that you guys are viewing yourselves as the Queen of Cups. That's kind of the personality that I'm seeing that you guys associate with. That's just a random fact. I'm also going to read how I view the Queen of Cups, but that's something that is coming through for some of you. The thing that I keep thinking of with this queen right here, she's really sipping this cup, and I feel like there's this feeling of like, I want to taste your sweet nectar. I want to finally take a sip of your energy. Like, I've been waiting so long with watch and wait. I feel like you guys have been waiting for forever to like, I feel like you almost are waiting for this person to make a move maybe, but the truth is, I feel like you guys naturally want to make the move. It's like you naturally and instinctively feel like making the first move. You're like, you know what? I feel like making the first move. I'm just waiting to see what kind of energy, you're waiting to see what's reciprocated essentially. I see with the Two of Pentacles, I'm getting a specific message about sensuality with this card. Usually Two of Pentacles means like bringing together, or at least in this card with the yin and yang and the pentacles, it's like bringing together two halves to the whole for like the financial picture. But the thing that is coming through for me is like sensuality, and especially because these two pentacles are in water and she's like drawing water around these pentacles. I get the vibe that like your intuition and practicality are really entwined with this person. You feel that like intuitively you guys would be good practical matches for each other, at least on paper. And also there is this vibe of like helping balance each other out, or kind of like helping each other juggle each other's responsibilities. There's something about being the yin to the other person's yang that's coming through. Now, the only thing I want to point out with this person, what I'm seeing with the Ten of Swords here, they have a small fear about you. They're worried about getting backstabbed. There's something about your personality that is a little triggering for them. This is something they don't really want you to know, so I would be careful bringing it up to them. Like, it might be a factor that you can sense in the connection. Maybe they're a little wary of you or something like that. But with this woman stabbed in the mirror and she's like not paying attention to this mirror, she's like distraught about it. This is someone who's worried that you're gonna kind of like, and the thing is, the interesting thing about this Ten of Swords is she's stabbed in the front, right? Like she's not stabbed in the back. Someone is they're probably thinking you could stab them in the front, basically, which is different than someone getting stabbed in the back. Getting stabbed in the back is like someone's going behind your back or like betraying you or something like that. It's like behind your back. Stabbed in the front is like someone doing it to your face. So there's something here. They're just worried that you could say something mean to their face, or you could say something mean to them. There's something about how they're perceiving you at this point where they feel like you could maybe throw like a criticism their way, and they can't handle that, or they feel like they wouldn't be able to handle that. I think that's why they're taking it really slow with getting to know you, and they want to put it in a fun atmosphere is kind of what I'm seeing, because I feel like they feel if it's in a serious atmosphere or something. It's interesting, this 4 is coming through stronger than this 4 of the Rest card, because I feel like they're worried that if the Rest card, if you guys are alone or napping or resting together, they're a little worried that something might come out that might hurt them, or they might get their feelings hurt or something. One thing that I am saying is you guys are probably more attractive than this person on the traditional sense, right? Like by society standards, you're probably more attractive than they are. And I think that might be one of the reasons why they're worried about getting hurt. They're worried about you saying something mean to them. This person may in the past have dealt with people who are really beautiful that like really put them down, or kind of said something rude to them to their face or something like that. In some cases, this was a situation where they were kind of like someone who is a little bit of an outcast, and like the popular crowd, right, like said something mean to them. It's a very typical, I mean, honestly, in my personal opinion, certain stuff in movies, like the popular kids being mean to the nerds, doesn't really happen. But I think in their case, something like this did happen, where someone was like, you know, you're not what I would go for. And they said it in front of a group of friends or something like that. The Ten of Swords can talk about groups of people too. And with it being a sword card, it does talk about the fact that like with this person being stabbed, it's like it felt like a whole group was stabbing them. Someone may have said a comment to them and then the whole group laughed or something like that. And so it really put down their self-esteem. This might be a reason why they're not showing any interest in you, or maybe you guys have made little hints towards moves towards them, but maybe they're not showing any interest because maybe they think that you're out of their league or something like that. So with the four of Wands here, I feel like they really just want to have fun with you. They want to laugh. They want to have a good time. They want to have a celebration. They want to go party with you. It's kind of the vibe, because they feel like if there's a really laid back celebrating, There almost something that's coming through is like an event, like either like a, like a birthday party or a wedding or something like that. Some kind of event where people get together and celebrate someone's life or something like that. And then you guys can kind of like meet up at that event. There's something about them fantasizing about this event to like meet you at or something like that. They still like with get to know each other. They want to take it step by step because they've been burned in the past. Maybe this last person who burned them, they thought was a good person and then burned them in front of people or something like that. So I feel like they're definitely want to take it step by step. This is someone who you like, who doesn't have the highest amount of self-esteem. But they really want something really easy, chill, and relaxed. With the triple fours here, they want something stable and secure. They want to build a solid foundation with you. Or there's this feeling of that, like, that's what they, how do I put it? That's what they think could happen on one hand, but this 10 is making me feel like there's reservations on the other hand. So that's why there's kind of this back and forth with them. If you're worried about this person, if you're this person, like for you is like playing hot and cold games, that's why. It's because they've been burned in the past, and that's why they're playing hot and cold games. With Gemini here, I see that like communication with this person should flow pretty effortlessly once you guys do start communicating. You might be surprised that they might have this rule about getting to know you slowly, and so they might take their time in trying to, like, how do I put this? It's interesting. I'm getting the vibe that they still want to take their time getting to know you, but at the same time with this Gemini card, it's almost like the communication is going to happen really quickly once you guys do start talking. It's almost like, whoa, like we're really clicking here is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. With the Sun card, or with the Sun dice roll, I feel like your guys' identities are going to be important, especially when you're communicating with each other. There's going to be something about sharing who you guys are and your personalities. It makes sense with get to know each other because they really want to know who you are as a person, and you're going to probably want to know who they are as a person. I really do think you guys have a really strong intuition about this connection. I feel like with the yin and yang here, they are kind of a yin to your yang. There is kind of a little bit of an opposites attract here. With the Queen of Chalices here, I feel like this person makes you feel empowered. There's something about feeling empowered. There's something about feeling good about yourself. There's something about your intuition being awakened is kind of the vibe that I'm getting or in this connection, or your intuition strengthening if you're already an intuitive person. And with Chariot here, I feel like a lot of these feelings you're having, are going to be really accepted by your person once they're released is kind of the vibe that I'm seeing. Like, for example, your energy that you're feeling towards them, the initiative taking that you want to take towards them. I feel like once the relationship gets comfortable and you start taking initiative more naturally, I feel like this person's really going to be receptive to it. All right, that's it for this group. Thank you guys again for letting me read for you. It was an honor and a pleasure. I really enjoyed it, and if you like the reading, please like or comment below. If you really enjoyed the reading, feel free to subscribe to my channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot, and with that said, we're going to move on to group 2 with the yellow opal. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Bye. Hey, group 2, this is if you picked the yellow opal right here. So this will be your reading. So let's get into it. These first cards... Sorry guys, there's a little bit of yard work going on in the background, but my energy is so high, I think I'm going to keep filming. Okay, so this card wants to come out for you guys. We have Koala Spirit. Spirit has a plan. Let's see what card's coming out for your person that we're trying to figure out what they're thinking about you. Okay, this card. We have Wombat Spirit, be at home. Now that's interesting because I feel like both of these animals live in Australia. Or both of these animals are Australian animals. So there's this feeling of like having the same, being in the same world as this person is kind of what I'm seeing. But let's get your other cards out and then we'll get into the reading. So we need the Whispers of Love card. This is going to be kind of how you both want to experience love with one another. For you guys, we have be in the present and dream of the future. Let's see what we have for them. This one, let's come out for them. We have ask for help. What do you really need? Be willing to accept support. Then we're going to draw some tarot cards to get the bigger picture of what you guys are thinking about each other, basically. This is my oldest tarot deck. Thought you guys would want to know that. Let's see. Okay, let's come out for Koala Spirit. We have the Wheel. Wow. Okay, let's see what else wants to come out. So any other cards want to come out for Koala Spirit? These two. So we have the Star and the Devil. Okay. And then we need 3 cards for the Wombat Spirit. This will be the part where they're thinking about you, what they're thinking about you. And we have this one. We have 3 of Cups. We have the Tower. And we have the Princess of Swords. Let's move these. Okay. I'm actually going to pull these a little bit further apart because I want to pull some Astro Dice, roll some Astro Dice for you guys. And we have the 7th house, Sagittarius. Where's that? There we go. And Mars. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is way steamier than I expected. Yeah. I didn't expect this reading in particular to get like super steamy as far as like their feelings for you, but I feel like there's a deep sexual connection between both of you right off the bat. I have to still look over the rest of the reading to see what it's all about, but like let me do that right now actually. Okay, so let's get into this reading. So first, with the Animal Oracle cards, we have Koala Spirit, Spirit has a plan, and Wombat Spirit, be at home. You guys are both represented as being in the same community or the same world. And there might be a situation where people think like, oh yeah, those two should really be together. Or those two like would automatically should fit together. There's this vibe of like, with the 3 of Cups here, talking about other people too. There's this vibe that like other people are invested or involved in this relationship. So I feel like you guys are so close or in the same group or community that people are like, of course they should be together. Like it would make sense. Like, you know, group 2 would make so much sense with their group 2, you know, your person. It would like, they'd make so much sense. Like it would fit together so well. Now it's interesting because there's still some interesting things in this connection that are, like there's more than meets the eye, I guess you could say. So with Koala Spirit, Spirit has a plan. I feel like you guys are kind of like in this position with this person where you're like, you know what, if the universe wants me to be with this person, I'm going to be with this person. With the Wheel here, you guys are kind of thinking like, you know what, like whatever happens is going to happen. Whatever way the wheel's turning, I'm going to go with it. If I just so happen to end up with this person, I'm going to go there, but I'm not going to like push for it. But I'm not really gonna like, you know, try so hard. I'm gonna kind of let it come to me. I see you guys are in this really deep receptive energy of like letting this relationship come to you, which is really interesting with the Wheel here. I feel like this energy currently in your life is bringing you a lot of luck and happiness and like good things happening to you. Now we do have a little bit of what's it called? It's not like a contradiction. It's almost like a contradiction in your guys' selves. It's almost like on one hand, you guys are feeling like, yeah, I'm going to let it come to me. Whatever happens, happens. But on the Devil, on the other hand, your guys' energy is very much like addicted to this person in the sense where you're like, oh my God, like I think about them all the time. Like I can't get them off my head. With these two people, right? They feel like they're trapped in this like dark force that's surrounding them. So there's almost this feeling of like, oh my gosh, like it's actually painful to think about this person all the time because honestly, it's either like they're so beautiful or they're so engaging. And with the Wombat Spirit here, I'm seeing that they might not be the most like, very similar to group 1. They might not be the most like conventionally attractive to others, but there's something about you guys finding them so incredibly beautiful or alluring, or you're just like addicted to them is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. With the Star card here, the way you're thinking, I'm going to get into how they're thinking about you. I just wanted to get into how you're thinking about them so you guys know if you pick the right pile or not, right? With the Star card here, I feel like you guys feel really like, sometimes the Star card reminds me of like popularity or just feeling kind of like the top person. Like the way this guy's like the image of this man here. I feel like you guys feel very like on top of the world around this person in a way where you guys feel more powerful than they are in a way. Like you, even though you're thinking about them kind of a lot and you feel like the relationship kind of has you in a little bit of a bind or a little bit of an addiction. With the stars card here, I feel like you have a lot of hope for this connection because you're thinking like, yeah, I could probably get with this person. Like I'm the shit. I feel like you guys are in this position right now where you're feeling a lot of self-esteem. The star card also, with this card being the present, dream, and the future, and it coming out right next to it, I'm getting a very strong indicator of hope, that your guys' your own hope and your belief that this connection could work out, or that there's something coming for you in the future, is fueling your both of these energies, right? It's interesting because it's like the hope you guys feel is having like a double-edged kind of thing is what I'm seeing, or there is just a double-edged feeling here. The hope is fueling this fact that like whatever comes my way is going to come my way, and that way it's like represented here as faith, right? With the devil card over here with the addiction, right, kind of like thinking about them all the time. The hope is kind of like it's good to have hope, but I'm seeing that this hope is kind of making you guys think about this person. You don't want to have like a false sense of hope, right? There's a thing of like having a general hope for the future and like kind of wanting the best to happen and kind of like, I really hope this happens or the best thing happens for me. And then there's the hope where it's like, I need this to happen, right? Whenever you start saying like you need something to happen, it's kind of like getting into that devil energy. So I feel like you're walking that fine line of like letting it slide and letting things come to you and stuff like that. Or you're going into this period of like, man, I really want them. Like I need them. Like I have to have them. So there's this kind of flip-flop energy, I guess you could say, and it might be repelling this person, or it might be kind of making it difficult to get to know this person, because I feel like it could be showing maybe on your outer appearance or something like that. It's interesting though, because with this star card here, the general vibe of your outward appearance is like that of confidence, that of like charisma is kind of what I'm seeing. Specifically, the star card in this deck really reminds me of that. Also with his third eye being bright up here, or the crown chakra being bright, I feel like you have a lot of psychic, intuitive insight to this person already, that you kind of already know how to deal with them for the most part. Let's get into them a little bit, because I've really been talking about you a lot. Let's get into them. Some of the things that I'm seeing here, I'm going to bring up some of the astro dice right now. The little astrology, or the astrology symbol, the Sagittarius symbol right here with Wombat Spirit, be at home. There is this kind of vibe that you're kind of trying to get this person to go out on adventures and they kind of just want to stay at home. There's this vibe of like they want to be more introverted, or there's something like there's this little joke in your friend group that like your person is like, yeah, they just want to stay home all the time. Like they don't come out with us all the time. Like they just come out when they feel like it. We know not to push them. I feel like you guys kind of want your person to go out more. You're kind of like thinking like, well, why don't they come out more? Then I get to see them more often. You know, I feel like this kind of drawing in of like the devil card where you're kind of feeling like a little bit addicted to them. It has to do with the fact that they want to stay home all the time and they're not spending time with you. I kind of think that's something that's coming through. With the Tower card here, there is this vibe that they feel like a destructive energy around you, or they feel like there's something about you that's destructive to them. I feel like they're worried that you would destroy their security, is kind of what I'm saying, with this tower being blown to bits in the background and this person raising this sword. There's a few things here, because the tower can represent inspiration, and at least when it's coming up in a reading like this and how someone's thinking about you, it can represent that you're someone, and especially with be at home up here, this can represent that this person is, how do I put it? Your person is worried that you will pull them out of their security and make them do crazy things like adventures or wild things or do something different. They don't think that you would want to just be at home with them and build up that kind of security in the home. I also see with the lightning bolt, there is this vibe that this person, that you could also inspire them. So there's this feeling that they feel inspired by you, but it almost feels like a destructive inspiration. Like they feel, man, I feel like going out and stuff, but wait a minute, I shouldn't go out because that's not safe for me. Or I shouldn't go out and party, or I shouldn't go out and do things with people because that's not safe. I need to stay at home where it's safe, where it's comfortable. This person's really all about security is kind of what I'm seeing. And kind of in an unhealthy way is what I'm seeing too. It's like, it might actually be good for this person for you to like get them out of their shell and get them out in public and go out with people. I think that might be a bonding agent, interestingly enough, between both of you. With Princess of Swords, this person's definitely worried that they are a little too young for you. They're also worried that they are a little too logical for you. They're thinking like, you know what, I'm too logical for group two. Like, I don't know if they seem kind of emotional or impulsive or something like that. They're feeling like, I feel like I really think things through. I really take my time with things. I don't know if this person is right for me because maybe I need to be with someone who's a little more security focused, a little more logical. The interesting thing is they are represented by the Princess of Swords, which is interesting. In this deck is the Knight of Swords, and this princess is riding on a whale. So I do feel this person does like to travel. They just need that little bit of encouragement to do so, especially with the Sagittarius influence representing both of your connections. I feel like you guys are going to go on adventures like you guys want them to do, or like you want them to kind of get out of their comfort zone is kind of what I'm seeing. That message is coming through really strongly. You want to pull them out of their comfort zone. The thing is like, that's going to happen. It's just going to take some time. And it's interesting because I see that the other thing too is like they're talking to this group of friends about you. Like they're talking to this group of friends about you and asking about you. And it's almost like, I don't know if you guys are talking to their friends about them, but they're asking questions about their friends. Like, what is, group two's deal? Like, are they this, or what's their like motivation? Stuff like that. Ask for help is interesting. What do you really need? Be willing to ask to accept support. I feel like this person, they would feel a lot more secure in their life and this is kind of what they need. It's kind of how do I put this? This love card is coming through as a subconscious desire for them. So I feel like they wouldn't actually say this to you or anyone else, but they need someone to help them out in life is kind of what I'm seeing. They don't ask for help from people. And that's kind of one of the reasons why they stay at home all the time. They might even seem like self-sufficient or someone who doesn't need help at all. And that's because they like constantly limit their resources and their desires and the activities they do to kind of keep to the home life is kind of what I'm seeing. So they need to ask for help for like all these activities, especially out in the world is what I'm seeing. Like when this person goes out in the world, they need a lot of help. They need a lot of protection. They need a lot of people to kind of like, and they need to learn to ask for that help when they're out in the world in order to be safe out in the world. That's kind of the way they need to learn love is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. I think that in the right connection for them, they will be able to ask for this help effectively. That could be a signal if this person's right for you. I mean, I know you guys are thinking about this person a lot, but if this person goes out with you and they actually ask for your help in public, like, hey, can you do this for me in a public situation? I feel like that is a sign that this person really, really likes you or really, really trusts you. With 7 here, I feel like this is like a very much a soulmate. 7 in the house system to me represents like soulmates and like the vibe of like opposites attract and just having that person fulfill your needs, like yin yang, that kind of thing. Similar to the vibe that like group 1 was feeling about their person or what they imagined that connection would be like. I feel like for this connection, it actually is really there. Not to say group 1's wasn't there. I'm just saying like I'm seeing it as a very solid thing here that I feel like there's this vibe of like deep attraction, I guess you could say. It's interesting, with the Mars card here, this deep attraction could be primarily sexually is kind of what I'm seeing. So rather than it being like a feeling of like your personalities being compatible, it might be more of a feeling of being deeply sexually attracted to each other. So there's a deep, strong sexual connection. We also have the Devil here, and it's right next to the 3 of Cups. I'm going to bring this up. It's not for everyone, but this person might want like polyamory with you or to have like a group sex thing or a threesome with you. There might be something along the lines of they want to bring you into some, like with Be at Home too, if they have another relationship that they're dealing with, they might want to have all 3 of you together at the same time. Could be because they want to try to like figure out who they like better, but for the most part, I'm seeing them just kind of like enjoying like a poly situation, or it's weird. They want to include their friends. And so if they have friendships where they're like hooking up with a certain friend or something like that, they don't want to leave that behind. So that's something that I'm seeing, but the pull sexually between you two is incredible. We have the Mars energy with the 7th house. That's like an amazing. Also with the Sagittarius symbol here, they might want to actually have sex with you in like crazy places. Like once they finally get out of that home environment and they realize that kind of like adventurous spirit that you guys have, they might actually be down to hook up with you in like these wild different places. Like, I'm not condoning like public sex, because technically I think that's illegal, at least where we are, or at least in America. But like, hooking up in like crazy places. I'm gonna leave it at that. I think I don't need to elaborate too much more on that. I think you guys get the gist of that. So yeah, and do everything legally. Anyway, so yeah, you might just want to go on trips. Here's a good example of it. Like, you might just want to go on trips or go to like a vacation or something. And then maybe you guys hook up in the Airbnb or something like that. Or you go to the mountains for a weekend and you like have a really nice getaway there or something like that. Or maybe you're like going on a hike in the woods and you guys show a little bit of PDA throughout the hike. Like maybe you stop at a few different points and like make out or something like that. There's something along those lines of like, but the thing is, I am getting that this connection, especially with the devil here, the tower, the Mars energy, that's a lot of like sexual energy is kind of what I'm seeing. The thing that I'm seeing here is like there could be a lot of like risky sex that wants to come up, or people wanting to do kind of like risky things. So keep that in mind. Keep a lid on it, kids. No, but seriously, this looks like a really interesting connection. That's kind of what they're thinking about you. The one card I didn't cover with be in the present and dream of the future, I'll cover this real quick. When we dream, everything is possible. It's basically saying that like, keep in mind that your dreams create your reality. So for example, if you are letting things come to you in the universe, you're like letting things happen, but you're obsessing about someone in the sense of like, you can't stop thinking about them, but you're like beating yourself up about it. You're kind of, in a way, beating up your manifestation or beating up that part of you that's trying to draw that in. And at the same time, the obsessive thoughts can kind of become intrusive. And that's not necessarily how you manifest things, is with intrusive thoughts. It's kind of like a different kind of thing is kind of the vibe here. And so with the star card, the hope and kind of using your third eye and your psychic abilities and really, you could even meditate and do this, or like calling this person in, or just being like, I want a healthy relationship with this person would be really good to say, because I do see there's some destructive components, but if you guide it in the right direction with your, if it says be in the present and dream of the future, if you're in the present moment and you're guiding it, like you can kind of guide your future from that present moment. I think I'm making myself clear. But yeah, so I'm going to end the reading there. If you guys like this reading, feel free to like or comment below. I really enjoyed reading for you. It was an honor and a pleasure. If you really like this reading, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. And with that said, we're going to move on to group 3 with the blue Kyanite. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Bye. Hey, group 3, this is if you picked the blue Kyanite. So lovely, cool stone. It's a cool shape for a kyanite too. It's like, I don't know, like a moon maybe. Okay, anyway, let's get into your reading. So first we're going to be drawing a animal oracle card. One for you guys, which is coming up right now. We have Peacock Spirit, and then we have one for your person. This card wants to come out. We have Dog Spirit. Wow, I don't get this card often. And let's get Whispers of Love cards. This is going to be showing me, oh yeah, these cards are basically representing your guys' personalities in this connection. These cards are showing me how you both think about loving the other one. So let's see what cards want to come out for. This one wants to come out for Peacock. We have Slow Down. Let's see which one wants to come out for Dog. Oh, very obvious signs of how the dog person wants to love you. We have patience. Okay. I feel like showing these cards, I'm not going to take them in the reading, but they also flipped up, right? It says, be supportive, make a genuine effort to show you care. And then we have, look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. So just some messages for you guys to take note of as far as like just general messages for this reading. Maybe that's something you needed to hear on top of what this reading is already delivering to you. So keep that in mind. Have patience though is coming up for how they specifically want to show love to you. Then we're going to draw some tarot cards for how you guys are thinking about each other. What's on the other person's mind? Are they thinking about you too? And what are those thoughts? Let's draw for this group. Oh, whoa. So we have Queen of Swords for them and Ace of Cups for them. And let's get, we also have the Sun for you guys. Let's see what else. We have the, oh my gosh, we have the Sorceress for you guys. Major Arcana in your guys' positions for sure. Okay, and then we also have this card. This is a weird card because when this card pulled out, this is going to be a weird reading because this card pulled out and I did not feel it go to this side or this side. It's definitely this card that's like in the middle. I might have to make more room on the table. You guys, if the cards are cut off, bear with me. You guys need this extra card. It's really strong that you need this extra card and it needs to be for both of you. So bear that in mind. It's probably the fact that you guys are sharing like a mutual thought or something like that. And that just means that like you guys are on the same wavelength completely with this thought. So let me get two more cards, one for you and one for them. This one's for you. We have Six of Pentacles. And we need one, oh, this one's coming out for them. We have the Priestess, which is, wow, we have a lot of cards on the table. It looks like they're all fitting, thank goodness. And then we're gonna roll some Astro dice for you guys. We have Saturn, the 5th house, Saturn, and Leo. I'm gonna move this back there. Okay, let me look this over and I will get into your guys' reading. Okay, bear with me guys, because this reading is coming through. I looked over the cards briefly. This reading is coming through, how do I put this? As a relationship that's already formed. It's almost like a lot of you who are asking about this person, if this person crosses your mind, are already in a relationship with someone. Like not a different person, you're like in a relationship with this person that you're asking about is kind of what I'm seeing. There is one card that makes me think it is a new person for some of you, and that is with the Ace of Chalices here. This is the feeling of a new relationship beginning, and it's on their side, which could represent a lot of different things, but for the most part, it does indicate that this could be a new relationship. I kind of, when I was doing this reading, I was imagining kind of like a relationship that you guys don't know the person yet, or maybe you're like still in the courting process or something like that. But for this person, this group, I'm feeling like one thing that you can kind of know this is your group is this is someone you're already like dating, or this is someone you're dating and you're like concerned like how they're feeling about you, but you're already like pretty solidified in a connection with them. Let's get into the reading. I'll get into your guys' personalities first. With Peacock Spirit, Let It Shine, I feel like you guys are very extroverted. Or there's something about your beauty. You let your beauty shine. You let your kind of physical attributes shine through. So I feel like this is all coming from your heart space, your heart chakra. I feel like you guys have a way of letting your physical characteristics speak for you through your appearance. There's some way, I don't even know how this is possible because I've never heard of this before, but something about your heart chakra determines how you dress, it's how you style yourself. There's something affected by your heart. When you're picking out outfits or clothing, your heart chakra is like on fire, or your heart chakra is activated in some way. There is a signal here that when you guys are like creating art or creating beauty or something like that, or kind of looking to shine out on the world, you have the center of your heart that is kind of deciding these things for you. So you're dressing from your heart, which kind of, in a way, like now that I'm kind of saying it, it makes sense. It's like the style that you wear, it comes from who you truly are on the inside, right? And it comes from a place of like wanting to share and show affection to those around you. So something about your appearance is like drawing in people and drawing in affectionate energies around you. So I feel like you guys, when you are dressed really well, or you feel good about your outfit, it doesn't even have to be like classically dressed well, right? There's this vibe of like, even if you're wearing like pajamas and, you know, I don't know, like a pajamas and like a plaid shirt or something. I don't know. That people are kind of really drawn into you as long as you're feeling comfortable in your clothes. So if you feel comfortable in your clothes or you like the clothes that you're wearing, people are drawn to you. There's something about that because I feel like you guys have this vibe where you like, if you feel comfortable in what you're wearing, people are drawn to you. I feel like if you guys wear something ever that feels like uncomfortable or you're not comfortable wearing it, you're like, I just don't feel comfortable wearing this type of shirt, or maybe this shirt's like cropped too low or something. You're like, I don't want to show that off. Like I want to dress a certain way. I feel like people don't respond well to your heart energy. There's something about authenticity coming through with your appearance is kind of what I'm seeing. And so that's something you can kind of know about this group. If you guys feel comfortable in your clothes, it's like you can easily share love with others and others easily share love with you, is kind of what I'm seeing. With your person here with dog spirit, be loyal to what you love. They're represented by the dog. And this is someone who's incredibly loyal, incredibly dedicated, incredibly like loyal to you. And in this connection, it might be that you're not seeing this aspect of this person correctly that you're dating. It's almost like, you know, they're loyal. They show you that they're loyal, but you still doubt them. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. But let's get into the rest of the reading. One thing that I'm seeing that I want to point out, because most of you who came to this reading, you're already in this relationship. It's already like happening. It's already going forward. With slow down and have patience, there is this vibe that like, you've learned that like, if you slow down, if you kind of like relax and chill out your thoughts and slow down and take things one step at a time, when you're doing that in this connection, things work out better. And with this person, they realize if they have patience with you, things work out better. I feel like this dog spirit person has unlimited amounts of patience for you. The vibe I was getting for some of you, this dog person may in the beginning of the relationship have interrupted you a few times or wasn't that patient. I feel like both of you are not as patient with each other as sometimes, but I feel like through the relationship and how you guys have learned to love each other, because with the Saturn card here, I do see there have been some hardships is kind of what I'm seeing, at least in the beginning of the connection. But I feel like as you guys have learned to love each other, you've really grown this kind of like mutual respect for each other. And I think you're meant to be in each other's lives for a reason. With have patience, this person, your person, has this, the way they think about love for you too, because this is a reading about how they think about love for you. It's just that I'm saying a lot of this love is actualized in your connection as well as how they're thinking about it. This person, your partner, is thinking all the time, like, I need to have patience in this connection. I need to be patient with them. Just be patient with them. You know, being patient is the way to love this person. You know, I don't need to be impulsive. They'll come to this decision on their own. I feel like this person feels like, if they want you to do something or if they feel like you need to make the correct move in your life, sometimes they see you kind of making all these decisions or moves that are not the right move, basically. Or they see you saying or doing something that's like not in your best interest, and they might want to correct or interrupt or like help you out, but they know and they've learned. And they actually enjoy this role is what I'm seeing. Like they really enjoy this. So don't get the idea that they don't enjoy this role, but they have learned to be patient with you and let you play out your fantasy or let you play out what you need to do or let you play out the direction you need to go, and knowing that you'll always come back to a specific thing that they thought was best for you in the first place, right? Your relationship is kind of psychic like that. The word that's coming to mind is very psychic like that. There is a vibe here where if they want you to go somewhere or they think you should be somewhere or they have a feeling about you being somewhere, then you'll end up there. And they know that. They know, especially with the priestess right here. This is kind of where the priestess energy is coming through, the high priestess. They are aware that their intuition with you is spot on. So at first they may have tried to control you a little bit and said, no, your actual direction is right here. It's, don't, work at the why am I thinking of Simpsons? With the Quickie Mart, work at like the retail store. That's where your appearance would like help or something like that. It's something along those lines where they kind of know the correct path ahead of time is kind of what I'm seeing. But they've learned to just keep their mouth shut and just keep that intuition to themselves because they know you'll eventually go to it. And they know you have to you're on your own path, right? They've learned with you, specifically with you, that like they take a really relaxed attitude, and the lesson you've taught them or that they think about with you is the fact that, gosh, this is going to be a long reading. I'm getting so much information. That's okay though. the message that they've learned with you is the fact that like no matter what path people take in life, they always end up in their destined spot or where they're supposed to be, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. This energy is really a balance between this priestess energy is what I'm seeing here. I'm reading this as even though this says 5 and it's in this deck, it's kind of represented the Hierophant. I'm reading the moon and this woman is more like high priestess energy. And with the sorceress here, this is the magician in this deck. And so this really is a combination between what you want to manifest and action and taking action and using the tools to create your reality versus what intuitively someone is observing in someone else and how the premonitions of what's happening to someone, you know? So I am feeling this vibe of like, you guys, on one hand, what you're thinking about in this connection is like, where do I want this connection to go? What do I want to create from this connection? You guys take a more hands-on approach. It's kind of like this vibe of like, how do I want to build this connection? Where do I want to create it? How do I want to take it? What direction do I want to take it in? And so the vibe that I'm getting is that you guys are almost the leader in this connection. Even though your person has tried to be the leader in the past, they've learned that it's more comfortable for them to be patient with you, take a back seat, and just learn from you. Even though they might have the ultimate answer, they know that even if they have the ultimate answer, it's important for them to observe your actions and see the path that you go, because they learn a lot more from watching you act than they do from controlling how you act. The thing is, what I'm seeing here with the Sun card, one thing you're thinking about them, and these cards are coming through as things that are happening in the beginning of the connection. So if this is someone that, how do I put this? Oh, I just realized what this is. Okay. So it's not, because this is the thing is with this reading, because I know it's a pre-established connection, I'm almost reading it like a how will this relationship develop reading, but really this is a how are they thinking about you, what they're thinking about you, right? So I'm kind of have to remind myself of my own question here, because there is so much establishedness with you guys, and it's almost like you know each other's thoughts, or you guys are acting on each other's thoughts because you're so comfortable. But here are what the thoughts are, basically. With this Sun card, you're also thinking about how happy you feel in this connection, how happy this person makes you. You feel good in this connection. You just feel overwhelming joy. You feel successful. The Sun card is about success. You feel productive in a way. Very successful, very joyous is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. I really don't need to elaborate too much on this card. The Sun card is one of those cards too, where it's like in tarot, like you could just tell someone day and night, you're happy, you're joyful, you're positive. The Sun card to me, like it's hard for me to get deeper meaning from it just because it's so positive. Like when you get that positive, all there is the feeling, and it's a perfect feeling and you want to hold it forever. And that's kind of what the Sun card represents. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. With the Ace of Cups here, with this, they're kind of representative. They remember the beginning stages of the relationship, and in a way they like the fact, they liked their first impression of you, right? There's something about when they first met you, they think about it all the time. You had such a powerful effect on them when you first when they first met you. You guys had such a powerful effect on each other. There's also this feeling of love at first sight with the Ace of Cups, and there's also a feeling of self-love, that you make this person love themselves fully and truly. And so there's this feeling of like, they think about this all the time, like, wow, I love myself way more than I used to, or since I met this person, that first moment that I saw them, I've just grown in my self-love. I love myself a lot more than I ever have in my life. I feel really good. I feel high self-esteem. And they think about this. They think about the fact that they just feel a lot happier that they're with you. The other thing with Six of Pentacles here, I feel like one thing that could come as a little bit of a fear for you guys is like this feeling of, it's not necessarily a fear, it's just kind of like I feel like you guys worry that you're more like a caretaker for this person than a true companion for them. You worry that you're more like nurturing to them than they really need, or something like that. With Six of Pentacles, it's all about like charity and stuff like that. And so I feel like you guys have really helped this person out with a lot of like money, resources, wealth, stuff like that. And I feel like you're worried that you're perceived, how do I put this? You're perceived as this kind of like royal or higher than thou person who's like, you know, showing love to the weak and underprivileged is kind of what I'm seeing. There is this element that you don't want this person, even though they're represented by the dog spirit and they do have that dog energy to them, you don't want them to feel like they're your pet or someone below you. You want them to feel like an equal is kind of what I'm seeing. And so one of the reasons why you're like helping them, it's like this catch-22 and something you guys think about a lot. It's like one of the reasons you're helping them is like you want them to be your equal, or you want them to be on your level as far as like equality goes, as far as like finances or money or practical things, or even like relationship things. I'm seeing more practical stuff though, but you want them to be on your level, right? So you're helping them out a lot. You're like you're giving them things, you're helping them through different projects, stuff like that. But you want them to kind of like be your equal, and you're worried that like because you help them that you guys aren't equal. You guys are equal. You guys have equal energies. Just because you're like stronger in the practical realm doesn't mean they're stronger in other realms. They're definitely way freakishly intuitive, and I feel like you guys are good manifestors. You can really make things happen in your life, but you might not have a clue about the deeper motivations of another person or where another person's going in life. I feel like your person's so intuitive, and you might not see that because they do keep a lot of it to themselves, because the fun for them is kind of watching it happen, right? They don't like to share their intuitions because the fun for them is like watching it unfold. You know, they might say something when something happens, like, I had a feeling they'd go in that direction, something along those lines. And you might be like, yeah, right. But the thing is, they always are like thinking about this fact that they have this strong intuition and this connection. They just might not share it as much. One thing I do want to point out with the Queen of Swords here, this is something really cool about your person and something they think about all the time. And I don't know if you're aware of it as much, but it's something they're doing for you all the time. And this is kind of the Queen of Swords. She's breaking the sword in half, right? Swords represent logic, intellect, an argument, a logical like thesis, or a logical idea or something like that. This person breaks down ideas that are harmful to you and digest them, if that makes sense. So you can imagine someone, the image that's coming to mind is a really abstract metaphor. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It's someone who like in a tribe or a village, definitely like they had the strongest digestive system, right? Like they had the strongest stomach in the whole village. So they would take, if there was something new to be like eaten, if someone brought in new food from outside, like, hey, I found this new food. You can think of these as like people bringing in their logical arguments, right? Transfer logical argument with food. Someone brings a new food to the village, right? This person would test the food out to make sure it wasn't poisonous for the rest of the village, because their stomach was so strong. They could like sense the energy of the food first, if that makes sense, and know if they got sick or not. People wouldn't try the food in the village or something like that. This person does the same for you. They vet all the logical arguments that you would kind of pick up. Think of this person as doing most of the research in the relationship. Think of this person as doing most of the like learning first before they let you in on what you need to learn. It's kind of like they're vetting it first, and then they decide to tell you, basically. And the thing they're doing about this is they're kind of thinking about this. It's almost like, it's funny because they're thinking of it as like a chore they do, but I feel like they also enjoy it. I don't know, it's funny. The chore message is coming through strongly, that they find it's like, oh man, I have to vet this thing again for them or something like that. But I feel it's like something they think about often with you. They really are very protective in that way, and they wouldn't want any kind of information to affect you that would hurt you, right? They want to make sure that you having the most factually accurate information possible. So they're always vetting that knowledge to like, for you to like, so you can have the like most clear head, essentially. They see you as a very pure being. And so they want to kind of like protect you from arguments or logic that's destructive. Okay, the other card, the last card that's coming through, this is a shared thought for you guys. With the King of Pentacles, both of you want to be really abundant. You both want to be really wealthy. You want to have a legacy, is what I'm seeing with these golden Buddhas behind you. And this legacy could be in some kind of product you leave to the world. It could be in family members, or it could be in like educating or nurturing children to grow up to be something that's like powerful in this world. There is this kind of vibe of wealth, or even like, I want to say generational wealth, even though the 10 of Pentacles isn't here. That could be a fantasy you guys have, but there is this vibe of like leaving a legacy of teaching the world some kind of skill or practical thing, or teaching the world some kind of aspect about your relationship, or coming together to show people what they need to do or something like that. I feel like both of you guys together are really good with money. You're really good with money, and you know how to manage money super effectively. If this is a relationship that's just getting off the ground, say a lot of this is resonating and you're like, but I'm not dating this person yet. I feel like if you did date this person, a lot of this stuff would manifest. There is this vibe that There's a strong feeling if you guys have just met this. I really doubt it. For honestly, for most of the people in this pile, this is someone you're already with. You're just thinking like, what are they thinking? You know? But with the Ace of Chalices, this person really had a strong first impression of you. They really thought of you wonderfully when they first met you. And with the Sun card, I think also being the same mirroring card to this card and both being yellow, I feel like you felt really positive and happy in their presence at first meeting. So they probably felt like a deep sense of inner love from you, and you probably felt really happy around them the first meeting is kind of what I'm seeing. As far as the Astro Dice, one thing that I want to say, right above the King of Pentacles, and because I saved it for the end, it's like with the 5 here, there might be something legacy you leave behind that's creative for other people. The other thing with the 5th house is there's a feeling of like being lovers first and then relationships second. So I feel like you guys really pride yourselves on the fact that you love each other, that you're lovers first. I feel like you guys could have children with the 5th house here, and that's also coming through with the King of Pentacles, that if you don't create like a creative project for the world, you want to kind of have sex and make babies and have these like golden children is kind of what I'm seeing. I feel like you guys are really going to be focused on your children's development, and you want them to be like productive members of society. You also want them to have a sense of inner peace. That's coming through strong with these little Buddhas here. It's like you want your children or your family or productions to have a peaceful quality to them. With Saturn, I feel like you guys know that your relationship can be hard work at times, especially with this person with the Queen of Swords. It came through that they had this as like a chore, but I feel like this person wouldn't want it any other way, even though they feel like it's work for them to vet all those logical arguments for you. There is this vibe that they wouldn't have it any other way. They love every single bit of work they put in to help you. And I feel like you guys on this hand, even though you might feel like guilty about being the charity person for them, I think on a deeper level, you know that like you really enjoy what you provide for them. It's just kind of funny. It's like coming through as like these little like things that you guys feel are like chores you're worried about. For you, it's like you're worried about the status or a difference in status between you. And for them, they're worried about like the work they have to put in to like make sure you're getting all the factually correct information. With Leo here, I feel like both of you are the stars of the show. You're both like really like attention. You both like as a couple, I'm feeling like there's this vibe of like the way you think about each other is like, oh my gosh, my partner is the best, or my partner is so attractive. Or I feel like they think about you as like, oh my gosh, they're so engaging or entertaining. Both of you see each other as like Leo energy or like center of attention energy, which is hilarious because I feel like each of you would perceive the other one as more, how do I put this? You each perceive each other as Leo energy, but you would perceive yourself as less Leo energy than the other one is kind of what I'm seeing. So it's interesting how you both see each other as more entertaining than the other one, but really you guys are kind of like both entertaining and you just can't see that aspect of yourself in yourself, basically. So I'm going to end the reading there. This was really a fun reading. I really enjoyed it. It was an honor to read for you guys. Thank you for coming to my channel. If you liked the reading, please like and comment below. If you really enjoyed the reading, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. And with that said, we're going to move on to group 4 with the Ocean Kyanite. Thank you guys again so much for watching. See you later. Bye. Hey, group 4. This is if you picked the Ocean Kyanite. It's lovely stone. There's the back of it. Ocean Kyanite. So let's get into your reading. Okay, so let's get an animal oracle card to represent you guys, and then we'll also get an animal oracle card to represent your person here. This card must come out for you guys. We have Butterfly Spirit. And we need a card for your person. I feel like pulling for this one. So we have Canary Spirit. Okay. Then we're going to pull Whispers of Love card for both of you. One for each. Card over here we have Receive with Love and Appreciation. Gracious acceptance is a way to show love. And this card wants to come out for Canary. We have You Are Limitless. You can do anything you choose. Then we're gonna get some tarot cards for you guys. And we'll see what comes out. So we have these for the butterfly, all three right off the bat. We have the Lovers, the Five of Wands, and the Princess of Wands. And then we need some cards for the Canary Spirit. I like drawing for the Canary Spirit too. We have the King of Swords, the Princess of Pentacles, and the Five of Chalices. I'm also going to roll the Astro Dice. We have the 6th house, Sagittarius, and Venus. Cool. Okay. Getting some pretty decent messages here for you guys. There are some interesting things happening. Okay, so let's start with the general energy of this connection, which I think you guys, if you're resonating with this person, I feel like you've met this person a few times, or you at least know about this person. This person, at least you guys have had exchanged a few words in passing or something like that. Because I feel like there's this feeling of like already connecting with this person a little bit. There is this aspect with the Whispers of Love cards. There is this feeling that if you guys haven't shown love to each other yet, you're thinking of showing and receiving love in the same way. Specifically with receive with love and appreciation, I feel you want this person to give to you a little bit in this connection is kind of what I'm feeling. And you would like to receive with love and appreciation, right? You would like to show gracious acceptance of what they're giving. The way they want to give to you with You Are Limitless, You Can Do Anything You Choose, they want to give to you motivation. It's kind of coming through this canary with the singing voice coming through here. There's this feeling they want to provide you with motivation, or they want to make you feel like you're limitless. You can do anything. You can be anyone. You can do anything you want, right? They want to give you that motivation to expand your mind where you can achieve anything, right? And I feel like you would like that. You would like to receive that. You would appreciate that. So there is this feeling that if you guys haven't already experienced these feelings for each other, you guys are thinking about how you love each other a lot. So for most of you who've already like talked to this person a few times, you thought like, wow, I really liked how they took notice of me. Like, and they told me I could do whatever I want. They said I had unlimited potential, or they said I was really good at this, or they noticed me doing this. And they said, wow, that could extrapolate into this unlimited potential for this thing. And you're thinking like, wow, I really like that. I really feel like that's like good for me. Like I want to go there. I want to take that step or something like that. There's this feeling that they really see who you are and your potential, basically. With receive with love and appreciation, I feel like you guys are the types that like, I feel like it's one of those situations where you guys appreciate compliments like this, and you appreciate people talking to you about, like, how do I put this? You appreciate people who like help you transform, essentially. You appreciate people who help you move to the next stage of life. You appreciate people who see your potential or see who you could become. You're represented here by the butterfly. And the butterfly starts out always as a caterpillar and goes through this cocoon and then becomes a butterfly. So butterflies are a symbol of transformation. And you're represented here as someone who, when they make a transformation, because they're going into a new state of being, a new metamorphosis, they attract a lot of people, right? Your transformations make you more attractive to others. And this person specifically has a way of helping guide your transformations in a sense. So with receive with love and appreciation, you guys just think like in your head about this person, like, I'm so thankful they take an interest in me. I'm so thankful they care about me. I'm so thankful they have these positive words to say. And so I think that's something that with your love energies, or at least the way you both show love, it's really, really compatible. There are some issues, and I'm going to get into those in a second. But let's get into some of the general energy of the connection here with the Astro dice. And we'll also get into the Animal Oracle cards a little bit. The other thing that's reflected here with them, not just them telling you you're limitless, you can do anything. With sing your own song, this person also is telling you, be your own person, do your own thing. Don't worry about other people. do your own thing. With you guys, transformation is beautiful. I feel like you guys are just in this feeling of having this self-esteem about like, yeah, I can do my own thing. I can be my own person. I can become whatever I want. And I feel like you guys are really feeling that part of your own essence or your own identity is this idea of transformation. It's this idea that no matter what, you're always going to be metamorphosizing into a different person or a different creature, a different being or something like that. There's always unlimited potential available to you, and you're always able to totally transform yourself in whatever way you see fit is kind of what I'm seeing. Yeah, with Sing Your Own Song, it's interesting because I feel like they really want you to be yourself. But it's funny because what you are as yourself is someone who's constantly transforming, someone who's constantly becoming new and different things all the time. And so it's funny because even some people maybe who want you to be yourself might view you as someone who's flaky, might view you as someone who doesn't know what they want. But the thing that I'm seeing with this person is they actually understand that your own song is transformation. They understand that your being is this transformation. They're not going to try and change you into anything that you're not, or they're not going to try to kind of like say that like, oh no, this was you in 2015 to 2016, that's always going to be you. They're not going to say that. They're always going to be like the type of person that truly sees that unlimited potential is like your birthright, and truly sees that these transformations you go through are what you naturally need to do in this lifetime, and it's a part of who you are. They're saying sing your own song, but they're saying that your journey is kind of like evolutionary, if that makes sense. So let's get into some of the things. Okay, Astro Dice, right? Okay. There's kind of like a lot of stuff that I want to cover in this reading, but I have this feeling that it's going to be a shorter reading for some reason. It might not be, but there's a feeling that it could be. With the Sagittarius influence right here, there is this feeling that you guys like to go on adventures together, or there's something about wanting to go on adventures together. I feel like when it's just you two, and it's specifically because I am seeing there's some issues with you guys thinking about specific people in your life that are kind of the issues in this connection. I'll get into that in a little bit. I'll just briefly cover it now, and then we'll get more into it. There is this feeling of like, how do I put this? That other people are getting in the way of your connection. They might have some friends, or you might have some friends that that don't like this person or something like that. It's hard for your friends to get along with this person is kind of what I'm saying on both sides of the equation. But the truth is you two love each other deeply. With this Venus card here, there's something about the fact that you chose each other, the fact that you really do want to be with each other, even though you have separate friends or something like that. Or at least this is kind of like one of the things you're thinking about. It's like, I do love this person, or I feel like I could really have a great thing with this person despite what my friends think, So there's that vibe. With the Sagittarius vibe, I feel like the vibe that I'm getting with both of you is this adventurous spirit. And with the 6 right here, with the 6th house, I feel like you guys really want to live a healthy lifestyle together. Like you want to set up a healthy routine, a healthy structure, a healthy order to your life, or something along those lines, where you can really like let loose within that order and really like have a really positive life. Also, 6th house, which is interesting. 6th house is the house of hidden enemies, right? And so that is another thing that's coming up with the court cards here. You might have some frenemies or people that you've known for a while that are not exactly have like your full best interests at heart, that are actually telling you that this relationship is not good for you. The truth is this relationship is good for you. It is a healthy relationship. With the 5 of Wands here, I see this is one of the things you're thinking about the connection. You're thinking in your head, like, you know what? Like, what is all this competition for? Like, why do I have to always compete with their friends? I feel like specifically they have one friend represented here by the Princess of Wands, who's a really fierce person and really kind of like almost assertive or aggressive is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. And you have to kind of like compete with this person for their attention, or it feels like you have to, It feels like whenever you want to hang out with this person that you're thinking about, their friend is always like, oh no, I got them that day, or like, oh no, they're gonna be over here with me that day. Specifically this friend, especially if you're a female watching my channel and you're asking about a male person, they could have a female friend who gets like jealous and possessive, and who possibly secretly likes them. I wouldn't bring this up to her face, but because I don't, you probably don't want to fight, but like this is someone who probably secretly likes your person and is trying to kind of steer them away or something like that. The Five of Wands talks about competition among peers. So even if you're a male watching my channel, or a gay male or a gay female or lesbian female, there's this vibe of like anyone really, it's like competing against the sex that you're competing against for your person or something like that. There's just this feeling of competition where it's like, I have to compete against other people for my person's attention. And I feel like it's wearing you down. I feel it's one of those things where you're like, man, I really don't want to have to deal with other people vying for your attention. Like I'm sick of it. It's kind of the vibe that I'm feeling. And so you guys are thinking about this about your person. You're kind of confused. Like, I think that's why you came to this reading. It's like, do they want me or do they want this other person? Like, who do they want? It's interesting with the Lovers card here. I really do feel like you can fully open up to this person and they can fully open up to you, which is amazing. It's a beautiful thing. And I feel like also you guys feel like you could have a really deep, passionate, loving connection with them. I feel like something that's pure, beautiful, serendipitous. I'm trying to think of other words to describe it. Ecstatic is another word that's coming to mind. Let's see what else. With them, how they're thinking about you, right? The meat of the reading, what you guys came here to hear. With Five of Chalices, I feel like with this reflection, they see a lot of themselves in you, is kind of what I'm seeing. The other thing too is across this river, there's 3 cups that are turned down and there's 2 cups that are upright. And it's almost like they feel like you're a river they have to cross to like fix a situation. It's interesting how this message is coming through. It's like you guys are like a stepping stone to like get somewhere in life where they can fix a specific situation they need to fix. So almost you can think of yourself as like the ferryman or the guy on the boat that takes someone across on a journey or a trip to get to a destination they need to get to. They see you as being this person that can get them to that destination. They see you as the type of person who could like, with these wings here, it's almost like they want to fly on you or something like that. It's just this vibe of like, they want to take you across like, it's interesting. It's almost like a feeling of introspection. They want to take you through this introspection. This person also who sees your potential, they might be dealing with some depression. And so one thing that they think about with you is they might have some hopeless thoughts about you, like I'll never get them, or I'll never be with them, or I'll never see them again. Or, I feel like they're the answer to like me getting this solution in my life, but what if they don't want to help me? That's kind of the vibe that I'm seeing. Also with these, 2 court cards here, you guys have some friends that they have to compete with sometimes. So it goes both ways. It's like you're competing with this one Princess of Wands person. They're competing with this King of Swords and Princess of Pentacles person. There could be some older male in your life or older father type figure. Could be a woman too, but masculine energy. Could be an older male in your life that really is very protective over you and doesn't want you to see this person or doesn't want you to date this person. There's a vibe of like maybe like an older brother or a father figure who's like, no, that they're not right for you. You need to stop seeing them, is kind of the vibe that I'm seeing. With this Princess of Pentacles thing, you might also have a friend in your corner who's saying like, you shouldn't like be with them or something like that. And it's interesting because this armor is on top of the horse, but she's outside the horse with no armor on. So there's this feeling that your friend could be portraying themselves as like, you know what, I'm going to be really real with you. I'm not going to lie to you. Something like that. Like, I'm taking off the armor. I want to tell you the truth. I don't think this is the right thing for you, right? They might be approaching you in this way, or there might be someone who's approaching you in this way. I'm also seeing this Princess of Pentacles person going up to them, your person, and saying things to them like, look, I don't think you're right for my friend, something along those lines. There's just a feeling. I'm not going to get too much into specifics. Although I read you guys the specifics of what I saw for these people. There is a feeling of just people getting in the way of this connection. It's almost like because there's 3 here and they're in all different suits, these could be all different sorts of people. I feel bad for you guys because I feel like you truly love each other and you're truly healthy for each other and you truly help each other grow. But other people just don't want this connection to work. Other people are like really involved in it in a negative way. And I don't like that. Like, I feel like you guys think about that a lot. It takes up a lot of mental space for you guys. And both of you think this in your heads, There could be a feeling of expressing loyalty to each other that could benefit this connection. If you guys each shared with the other one that you wanted to be loyal to them, especially if you truly feel it. I feel like with you guys, with the lovers here, you guys do truly feel it. For them, on the other hand, I feel like it might be more of a struggle to express this feeling to you guys. I still feel like they deeply feel and care about you. We have Venus here, which is like true abiding love. And we also have the lovers. There's like strong components of loving romantic energy and feeling just really present with each other. I just feel like they get into bouts of depression and they feel like they have to achieve a goal that you can help them with. They don't know if you're going to want to help them with this goal. So something they worry about is like, how will they be able to help me with this goal? Will they work with me on this? And they haven't really expressed that side of themselves to you yet. But yeah, there's just this feeling that people are getting in the way. We have 3 court cards here. So there's a lot about like different people in the way of this connection. It's interesting. I think you guys with the 5 of Wands here see this kind of competition really clearly. You see that their friends are getting in the way of you, and you see that your friends are getting in the way of them. And so it's something that's like the ball is kind of in your court on how you want to deal with this, because they might not be aware of it as much. They're thinking about it. They're thinking about these people that they're in your life, but they're not thinking of ways to overcome it, like the 5 of Wands kind of suggests. They're thinking like, man, this is just such a big obstacle. Like with, maybe their dad doesn't like me, or maybe they have this older person that doesn't like me in their life, or with this Princess of Pentacles, they're like, man, this person might be right. I feel like this Princess of Pentacles is someone who can come across as really sincere, and they're not really manipulative. They think they're acting in the best interest of everyone, but it's someone who's getting involved that shouldn't, and kind of comes at people with a very sincere expression. Like, I'm really being sincere with you. I don't think this is going to work. I'm really taking off the armor, and when it comes down to truly how it's going to be. So they're kind of in a way like not shady. They're definitely not shady. They're a good person. They just have a way of like butting their nose into businesses that's not theirs, is kind of what I'm seeing. Yeah, they just have like, I feel like honestly, like there's something about a sense of depression they have to get over to clear their head before they can actually have real thoughts about you, or really feel truly how they want to feel about you, is kind of what I'm feeling on their end, is kind of what they're thinking about. They really have a goal they want to work with you towards. If there's any way you guys can like, figure this out with them, or like ask them about it, or say like, is there anything you want me to help you with? Or is there any goal you need to get to that you think I could help you with? I think that would benefit this connection. Yeah, I'm going to end the reading there. If you guys like this reading, please like or comment below. If you really enjoy this reading, feel free to subscribe to my channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. With that said, I really enjoyed reading for you. This was a really fun connection. Yeah, I feel like you guys in this connection are really like soulmates, like really truly soulmates. It's just you're having a hard go of it. You have to overcome a lot of obstacles, which kind of sucks. But I get it. Sometimes it's worth it, and you want to overcome those obstacles. And then sometimes it's like, you know what? I don't, but the truth is, I think you guys really do want to overcome those obstacles. I think you do want to push through with this person. I feel like this person likes you back a little bit. You just know that they're a little confused. And there's a lot of people getting in the way. Just to keep that up, I would keep this private. I would keep you guys' conversations to yourselves. I wouldn't talk to it too much with other people, with other friends. This is definitely a situation where like insularity helps this connection grow. So with that said, I'm going to end the reading there. And I really enjoyed reading for you. This was the last reading. Goodbye, guys, and I'll see you in the next pick a card. Bye.